Can debt be gamified? I don't even know what that means, but Charlie's here. Let's begin.
This is Debt Free in 30. Here's your host, Doug Hoyes.
Okay, so the title is The Gamification of Debt. I'm not really sure what that even means, so I wanted to have someone under the age of 60 here, and apparently you're still in your 20s, so you're like a young person. That's why we're bringing you in here. Charlie, of course, has the office right next to mine here at the world headquarters of Hoyes Michalos. So I don't even know what this gamification thing means, but I'm going to give you a scenario and you're going to explain to me as a real person whether this actually happens. So apparently there are live shopping events. Okay. Now I remember we've always had like the shopping channel where you go on TV and there's somebody, I don't know, showing you a mixing machine or something. I don't know how it works. That has now gone to social media. Is that correct? So where are the things I can watch a live shopping thing?
Well, it's on everything. Like there's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. These are all platforms where you've got a demographic in that kind of age category where the marketing people are trying to get that product in front of you. So
under the age of 60 is what you're talking about.
Sometimes, yeah. It could be maybe like the 18 to 35 or maybe like 35 to 55. Of course, there's going to be some different segments there. Maybe you've got kind of like a parenting kind of segment. Maybe you've got younger demographic, doesn't have children, travel, that sort of thing.
So how does this work then?
So a lot of these platforms allow you to go live. So somebody may do like an unboxing or
an unboxing.
Yeah, where they're going through what a new product might look like, the different features, something like that. So something that maybe hasn't come out for the public yet. So that creates a lot of excitement.
Hype. Okay.
Exactly.
So there's this thing that gets shipped in a box, which I guess is everything,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
So it could be
new phone.
A new phone. Okay.
Camera.
New camera. Okay. So we're going to do a live stream of this. I'm going to open the box and say, oh, look at this. Oh, it comes with a cable. It comes
exactly, because it hasn't been made available to the public yet. So it creates that sense of hype and excitement. But in terms of live shopping, there's also those events where the product's only going to be available. Maybe not a phone or a camera, but just maybe some merchandise or something like that that's only going to be available if you tune into this live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where they're going to show it and there'll be 15,000 people on the stream. And there's a sense of urgency. Order now, buy now, and this is the only way to get it is kind of through this live shopping event, or this is the way to get a special discount, or it's a special price or a special offer to get a bundle with other products. So
let's say that I've got a line on that exact shirt you're wearing because it's probably a designer something, right? And I've got the exclusive rights to it in Canada or wherever. Maybe I guess it's the whole world. I'm doing a live stream. I can do it anywhere. So that would be an example of something and say, hey, this is going to be in stores in 2 months, but I've got access to it now. Click the button and you can buy it right now.
Yeah, it's like a special offer for that follower segment, right? They're tuned in and they're live there to buy that product as a special offer with that influencer.
Gotcha. So an influencer, okay, which is the guy who's doing the thing, I guess. So let's say it's on Instagram, which I'm not actually on, but I understand conceptually because I think Hoyes Michalos is big on Instagram. We're big on all the social medias. So I tell all my followers at 7:00 tonight, I'm going to be doing a live unboxing of Charlie's shirt or whatever it is, right? And I guess I'll put it on and I'll model it and it'll be great, right? Okay. So I've got to have followers.
Yep.
Because I want 15,000 people to show up. And then, so somebody tunes in. How do they buy the shirt off of Instagram?
Yeah, so platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and other ones as well. The shopping is integrated right into the platform. So it's seamless. There is no friction between going to a different website and putting credit card. A lot of times if you've already got your account set up with these shopping platforms and social media platforms, it's like one click to buy. They've already got your address, your name. It's pretty seamless to go in, make that purchase, have your card or your account charged, and that product's on its way to you.
And that's exactly how Amazon works. Like I log into Amazon and I push a button and the thing shows up at my door tomorrow.
Yeah, one click ordering, right? You've pre-authorized the card, the address, your name, all of these things come back into their system, and it makes it really seamless, really easy to make those purchases without a lot of delay between like impulse and action. So it's pretty
Gotcha.
fast.
So it's the same as the shopping network, except it's on one of these platforms.
Yeah. So for you used to maybe you get a vacuum on the shopping channel, you have to call in and you give them like your department store credit card, because if you link it with that, it was a better deal. So that was the original kind of form of this type of like direct to consumer marketing. But now it's a lot easier, and it's actually cheaper for these companies to do it this way, because you don't need all these people with phone lines. You just set up a web platform or a web portal, and sometimes paying an influencer to do that is a lot less than actually getting a professional athlete to appear on TV, a TV spot. A lot more expensive.
So let's say I'm going into the shirt business, because I'm an expert in that, obviously. Everyone can watch and can tell the way we're dressed. We're clearly fashion icons here. So I find a source for this shirt that, everyone wants to wear, but maybe you can't buy it at the Bay. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And so I probably need some kind of back end fulfillment thing. So maybe I'm linked in with Shopify or something, or it is how it would work. And then I start advertising it to my people. And I guess the way I would be doing it is I would make a deal with the shirt supplier. I don't want to buy all the shirts. I want you to tell me that they're available. This is going to be purely a flow through thing. I don't even have the inventory. I just know what's available for sale. I sell it. I guess buy it from you, and you're going to drop ship it. And it's really easy for me then to do this. Exactly.
And I think as a consumer, it's important to realize that that's not necessarily a shirt that you need. They're just giving you a reason to buy it, which is the hype, the excitement. They're giving you that reason or the impulse to make the purchase without there really being a need for you in the back end to have more stuff.
Yeah. Because if let's say I need something. Okay, I need a new pen because I'm this pen. So I go online, I go to Staples, I go to Amazon, whatever. I look up the pen I need, I order it, they ship it to me. What you're describing here is, no, this isn't a need. This is somebody has got the product to sell. They're marketing it to me. So I guess the first point is you got to be aware that they are marketing to you. You're not searching them out. So is this something you actually need would be an obvious starting point, because this is easy.
It's easy, and there's a lot of temptation because you're pulling together things that release a lot of like happy chemicals in the brain. There's a lot of dopamine, right? You're on a shopping live thing. It's, there's the excitement, there's the hype, and I'm making a purchase, right? They're kind of taking two different categories, putting them together in a very addictive kind of a habit reinforcing way. Oh, I'm using in content and I'm shopping at the same time. Well, those are two things that even on their own, people spend a lot of time. It's a lot of positive reinforcement in the brain. So adding those together, there's a whole new world.
Yeah. And that's where we get this term gamification, I guess, because for me, shopping is hell. I don't like shopping. I don't like going to the store. I don't like having to, I don't know what shirt I should buy. Clearly I don't.
So go on Amazon, one-click purchasing.
Right.
It takes all the, drive to the store, park, walk inside, find where you want to go. You don't have to go to the mall. You just have to open up your phone in bed. You're sitting on the couch
and
in
boom.
the kitchen.
Well, and our friend Jennifer Kwan was on this podcast 2 or 3 years ago, and she was explaining this to me, that you can buy, I don't know, fashion items, shirts and pants and whatever people buy. You order them. If they don't fit, you send them back.
Yep.
And that's just how you do it. So I don't even need to go to the store. And she told me, well, I've got a pretty standard size, so I kind of know what's going to fit and what isn't. But okay, well, I guess why would I go to the store if I can push a button, it gets delivered to me, and if I don't like it, I send it back and everything's great.
Especially if the live shopping event, if you're like, well, I got it for 65% off, and if you buy it 2 weeks from now, you're going to pay like 65% more than I did. So why don't I buy twice as much? I got this way better deal. And it really feels like I won in this transaction because I'm such a good follower. I participated in this live shopping event. Now I've got this product for what appears to be a significant discount. In reality, they caused you to want to buy that product. There wasn't maybe a need on the back end. You didn't need more stuff. And so now maybe you're stuck with something that
you didn't
actually need. So it contributes a little bit more to that like discretionary spending. This can be whether it's clothing or cosmetics or anything. It really all kind of ties back to the kind of superficial stuff. Like no one's doing a live shopping event for like groceries.
Laundry detergent?
Or laundry detergent.
That's
Probably
not a thing.
No. It's gonna be like consumer items that are more discretionary in nature, especially like luxury items, phones, like cosmetics, luxury clothing, sneakers, like glass, anything like that. Right?
Well, it is true that all of the cosmetics I have ever purchased, I've purchased online. So that I've never actually purchased any, but if I did, that's exactly where I would go. So you've heard of the Bay, right? And
Yep.
we're recording this in the spring of 2025, and apparently we got some issues with the Bay, and they're not going to be around or whatever. This is a company that's been around for 400 years. At one point, it was probably the dominant, department store in Canada, along with Sears, who also doesn't exist anymore. And then Target came. Oh, wait a minute, they don't exist anymore here. I don't know if there are any department stores left in Canada of any size. Do you think being able to buy stuff online and kind of making a game out of it is one of the factors that has killed the Bay?
Probably. I mean, the Bay is a department store, which going back to the times where department stores were synonymous with shopping. That's where you went and got everything because there was a different department for everything you needed. Right now, the catalog of all the things that you need is all online, and unless your channel has completely switched to be able to accommodate that in terms of online shopping, that's what consumers prefer nowadays. And there's got to be a competitive offering to show up in person, and it's got to be something competitive, whether it's price, whether it's selection, fit, anything like that in person versus online. So if there hasn't been the investment to have that channel, you're going to have some issues.
Yeah. And it used to be, well, if I need a new pair of shoes, I want to try them on and I want to take them home with me. Whereas now it's like, well, I guess I can order them online. And if they don't fit, I send them back and get another pair. So I'm not going to get my shoes today. Might take 2 or 3 days, might take a week, but what the heck? I don't have to go anywhere. And unlike at the department store or even the shoe store where there are a limited number of styles to choose from, if I'm buying online, I've got everything. Like there's a billion items I can buy from. So I can kind of see why that's where we've gone. So, okay, so there's a convenience aspect to it. And then there's the whole, surge of dopamine aspect to it.
It's just something to be aware of because they really want you to buy those things and they want you to buy them through the channel with the influencer, set up the account. We want your email. We want your phone number. They want to be able to reach in and create a sale opportunity anytime they want through the remarketing emails. Unsubscribe from those.
Right.
Don't get sucked in. Unfollow the people that are making you buy stuff
because once
that you
I
don't
bought
need.
Something from that place,
yep, they've got you.
They had to send it to me. They know my address. They have my email. They got all my information. So they can offer perhaps a better deal when I'm buying things because now they've got my name forever. It used to be you went into the store and you gave the money and they gave you your stuff. Now, of course, every store now, what's your phone number? I'll put it into the thing for warranty purposes or whatever. So I always use your phone number in case you're wondering why you're getting all these phone calls from these crazy places or, you make up some email or something. But this is also a data play, and probably more than anything else, it's a data play.
Then they can offer you like just for you 30% off coupon. Use it this weekend. Nobody else might be getting that, or a select group or a segment of their demographic is going to get that same promotion because they're trying to create activity. They can see that females in the 20 to 30 age category, they haven't shopped as much this quarter. So it all is linked back. Like you said, it's a data play. So as an influencer or something like that, they're going to be tied into marketing. Marketing is going to push stuff to the influencer to put on their channels, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and they're going to try and create those sale opportunities by creating that sense of, I need this, not a sense of this is necessarily a good deal. They're looking to really create a sense that their followers actually need this item because there's that trust that's built up. Well, I watch these videos because so-and-so is also a mom, or, he helped me fix this thing. So there's that sense of trust that, I think that this is a good purchase because I've watched their other stuff, right? So it's totally just planted in front of you to create that buying opportunity.
Well, and the data play also is if obviously you and I are always buying blue shirts, I guess next time they've got some blue shirts, they know what we buy and they're going to be marketing those to us, right?
Yep.
Don't send us the red shirts. We're not going to buy that. Now, I'm also told, according to my notes here, that it's not just the shopping, but then there's all sorts of other stuff linked into it. So, hey, there's something called an app called Sto Card. Have you ever heard of that? STO Card, which is stored loyalty cards. Yep. So it used to be, you went to Canadian Tire and you got Canadian Tire money. Well, there's no money anymore. It's all points, and you go to the grocery store and you get points. You go to the gas station, you get points. Like everyone there's a different card for every retailer, right? So apparently with this app, you can, put all your loyalty cards all in one place. Yep. You heard tell of this? Is this a thing?
Yeah, and it's actually now integrated, I think, in Canada with one of the buy now, pay later apps.
Klarna?
Klarna. Yeah.
Who are not a sponsor, but we're still looking after 10 years for someone to send us a lot of money. And with, of course, Klarna and these other buy now, pay later places, it's exactly that. You buy it now and then pay it over a period of time.
Which is, again, just an update and an innovation and an iteration on consumer credit. It used to be department store like the Sears credit card, Hudson's Bay credit card. Now it's buy now, pay later. It's an affiliate marketing, affiliate retail, where that transaction, they want you to buy it now, the buy now, pay later. When there's a couple different ones, like Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, they're the ones facilitating that purchase through whatever retailer, Foot Locker, Apple, something like that. And that's the way that the purchases are made up. People chop it up into really small pieces, $17 a month, $70 a month over X number of months in order to make that purchase. And on paper, it sounds good because it's a lower monthly payment. You still owe the full balance and any extra fees and costs if you do bounce a payment, something like that. The reality is it's a lot more difficult to budget your way out if you've got like 25 or 30 things being paid in smaller installments. It's a lot easier to figure out my rent is this, my mortgage is this, my car payment is this, insurance is this. But trying to figure out fixed payments, this comes out on that day, and trying to line them all up. They have some tools to try and make it a little bit easier in terms of lining up pay dates and making extra payments. But it still is a challenge, and too many of those buy now, pay later is just another form of credit that you can get overextended on really quick.
It definitely is. And the typical ones I've seen is, okay, you buy the thing and you're going to pay, 3 equal installments over the next 6 weeks or something like that. Okay. So, and there's no interest. You're not paying anything extra. You can pay $200 now, or you can pay 3 equal installments of whatever a third of $200 is. I can't do math in my head, but let's assume that the viewer can do that. $180. That's what you bought it for. Mm-hmm. So it's like 60, 60, 60. Okay. So why would I pay $180 up front if I can pay $60 3 times over the next 6 weeks? It's actually saving me money. But your point is, but now you've committed to 2 payments. And if you've done that with 3 other places, you got a whole bunch of payments coming in.
It's a behavior thing. It's not on its own. Buy now, pay later is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just another form of credit. But when it's available everywhere for every single product, and now you're financing like food or groceries or pet stuff, and it just becomes this big insidious thing if you're already experiencing some financial hardship. If there's already a little bit of a squeeze in the budget, buy now, pay later can kind of be something that tips the stack over, because now I can kind of just finance everything. I don't have to pay for anything in full, but eventually that bill does come due. So the reason there's 0% interest is because whether it's Foot Locker, Apple, any of these retailers, they want to create sales volume, and they're doing that by offering consumers an easy way to finance a bigger ticket item. But financing at one bigger ticket item once in your life is a lot different than having to finance absolutely everything, pet supplies, stuff from, Canadian Tire, like you said, Home Depot, anything for the home. That starts to be, a warning sign and a red flag that there are some budget problems that probably need to be ironed out. But when they're pushing everyone to do it, pretty much through every retailer now has like the buy now, pay later.
Yeah, you got kind of almost no choice. So, and my opinion of that is the same as my opinion of credit cards. There's nothing wrong with credit cards, but a credit card should be a substitute for cash, not a way to borrow. So,
and the same as buy now, pay later. If you've got $2,000 and set aside an account and you're just like, I need a new computer, I'm a student, you need to buy it. Well, go ahead and do that. And if there's a way to do the buy now, pay later 0% interest to pay that $1,800 computer over 6 months or 12 months, go ahead, because you have the money sitting aside in an account. It makes it easier for cash flow purposes, but don't go and spend the extra $1,800, right?
Yeah.
Then you need to still have it there just in case something happens to be able to clear out that balance.
And the problem is I don't buy the $1,800 computer. I buy the $3,000 computer because I'm only putting $900 up front.
That's good point. Buy now, pay later allows you to buy more.
Yeah.
And buying more is not conducive to being kind of like a minimalist, living below your means. The increased ability to buy more stuff is not going to be conducive to saving money and living well within your means. It creates a problem of more spending.
Yeah. And I'm not taking a position one way or the other. I think you have to be conscious of what you're doing. So if I'm using a credit card, I have to say to myself, okay, I know I've got the cash in the bank anyways. I'm using the credit card because I'm going to get points. I'm going to get cash back. I'm going to get my crypto because, there's all these cards. You get your crypto now because we all want to build up as much Bitcoin as we can. Whatever. Okay, fine. That's cool. And particularly if it's a loadable credit card, well, okay, I had to have the money up front anyway, so I don't get burnt. And I think it's the same with the buy now, pay later stuff. Okay, I've got the cash, but this is more convenient. Fine. The cash is sitting there. It's all good. But if the cash isn't sitting there, that's where you get into trouble. The other thing that occurs to me when we talk about these places is it used to be you went to the shopping place and that was a store. But now when you go to the shopping place, which is online, you're actually also going to a bank. They're also a lender in some cases, either completely integrated, it's their own card, their own thing, or they've got a very tight relationship with whoever the buy now, pay later provider is. So I can see why this is so big. It's easier for you to buy and we can make way more money off you, even though we're selling the goods at perhaps the same price, or maybe they're a little higher. I don't know. Maybe you're paying for convenience, but now we've got your data and we can not only be selling you more stuff, but we can be making money off the interest too.
100%. I think it's a volume play because if they make it easier for you to buy more stuff, you're going to buy more stuff. And that's like that. It's as simple as that. Whether or not they're making more interest in terms of financing the products, if you have to pay for it up front and my budget is $500, well, I'm gonna only buy $500 worth of goods. So on the financial statement for that company, so and so, there's $500 coming in. However, if you allow that person to buy $1,500 worth of goods and pay for them over 6 months, it's not really something that's good for that person's budget. But on the financial statement, if that purchase has already kind of been made, fulfilled through a third party, buy now, pay later, our revenue looks really good, right? And that's something that contributes to this kind of, whether it's a consumer that's going into more debt, companies with more money coming in, the buy now, pay later, the influencer marketing, it's all kind of tied together, right? They want you to buy more stuff.
Yeah. And it's good for the company because our sales are higher. Oh, and by the way, we're actually making some money on the interest or the kickbacks from the other place. Now, you are a credit counselor here at Hoyes Michalos, amongst other things. And so you actually know what a credit report is, right? You know what I'm talking about when I say Equifax, don't you? You look at like 15 of these every day, right? So how does everything we've talked about factor into the whole credit score thing? Because it seems to me like there is a game to be played here too if I want to juice my credit score, right? It's like, okay, well, I could pay cash for that thing, but if I put it on my credit card and maybe I earn some points, then maybe I can actually make my credit score higher by doing that.
Well, less is more, right? A little bit of credit usage, good payment history, low utilization, better for your credit in the long run. But less is more. It's not as much about the game as it is just about checking those kind of boxes, right? Card was used, $100 out of 1,000, low utilization, paid off in full by the statement date. There's not going to be any really impact there. It's going to help you out long term. But when it comes down to, okay, well, I'm going to maybe max out this card, that's not really part of the game. That's going to probably hurt you more in the long run.
Yeah, and the key word you said there is utilization. So if I have a $10,000 limit on my credit card and I always carry a balance of $2,000, then my utilization is 20%.
It's not bad.
Which is okay. The lower the number, the better.
Just like golf.
Just like golf. It's exactly like golf, people. We should have a golf company sponsor us here. So I haven't played golf in 10 years, but we'd still do it. So I always think the best utilization is 0. Now
the card has to be used though.
Well, right? So I go to the store, I use it, I go home and pay it. Okay, maybe that's a little over the top. you don't know, the credit card company reports to the credit bureau every month. You don't know what day they're reporting it. Everyone's on a different schedule. I mean, you can see when you look at your credit report, what was the last day it was reported? Oh, this bank reports on the 18th. This one reports on the 23rd. It's all over the place. But what you don't want is to say, okay, well, I got a $10,000 limit. I pay it off in full every month, but I use the whole limit. So if they report right before your payment, then you've got 100% utilization. That's not good.
In that scenario, maybe you have a business or something like that running $10,000 worth of expenses through the card, a $10,000 limit. I'd be asking for a higher limit just to show a lower utilization, but don't go above the 30%.
Right. But then that gives you more credit and you can get into trouble. So it becomes
yeah. I mean, the answer is it depends, right? If you're maxing out a card because you need to, because the budget doesn't balance, then don't apply for more credit. But if it's just a function of, well, I want to build up cash back and loyalty points and something like that, and I am using it a lot for whether it's a business, household, something like that, have an appropriate limit where you don't go above that 30-35% utilization mark each month.
Yeah. And again, it's fine to get the rewards and the points and the cash back and all that kind of stuff, but you want to make sure you're paying the card in full every month. Otherwise, you're now paying a bunch of interest and maybe
which
even
totally cancels out 1% cash back on something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 20% interest is higher than 1% cash back.
And it's 20% on your balance versus 1% on what you spent, right? Cash back is it's inverse of what the interest you pay on your balance is, right? It's cumulative of all the purchases versus just the transaction going in.
Right. But again, if I bought $10,000 of stuff during the year and I carried the whole balance for the year, I got 1% back and I paid 20% on the balance. Like that math does not work. Does not work. Yeah. So, and I get it. The influencer who's on the YouTube thing or whatever, they want me to use this specific card and this specific thing and whatever because it's all tied in. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I understand if you go to Costco. I don't know if you're a big Costco shopper because you're a kid. You probably don't have 12 kids and you're not buying like granola bars in the pack of 1,000.
I go occasionally, yeah.
And so you have to use, I don't know if this is true or not. Well, there is the Costco MasterCard that CIBC issues.
They make you use a MasterCard at Costco. They don't let you use a Visa.
You can use your debit card, I believe, and you can use cash. I've never seen anyone carry that kind of cash because you can't get out of Costco for less than $10,000 a shopping trip. But so again, Costco, it's like, okay, we're obviously getting some kind of kickback from CIBC or some kind of arrangement or something. It's good for our customers because they're getting a break. They're getting a reward, whatever. We're getting whatever the affiliate relationship is with CIBC. That's all great, but you don't want to be spending more just so you can get that point. That's dangerous.
That is the behavior that it incentivizes, though. Like
that's the game.
Whether it's Costco or really anyone else, right? I'll show you the incentive. You show me the goal. Right?
Yeah, that's how it always works. Together. So, okay, we got 2 minutes left here. So let's go to the practical advice section. I think we've already hit a bunch of things. Number one, don't spend more than you want to be spending. So you got to be conscious about it up front. If you're bored on a Tuesday evening and you're watching the influencer selling the Charlie Kovacs blue shirts, then that's great. Buy one, don't buy 10, I guess would be our advice. I think you want to be tracking the rewards and the points and making sure you're not doing anything stupid. Again, earning 1% to pay 20% in interest doesn't make any sense to me at all. Is there anything else that pops into your head that is something we should be closing with?
Yeah, I think be careful about your social media presence. Unfollow the people that want you to buy stuff that you don't need. Don't fall for the live shop. Don't fall for the incentive, the impulse to buy. They're trying to create a reason in your head for you to buy those things. You don't need a lot of that stuff. Trying to actively under consume and consume a lot less things and stuff than you need, always an important strategy for living below your means. I mean, follow people on social media that maybe have a positive impact on your spending. Our company is a good example of that.
This is the commercial people. Okay, go for it, Charlie. Tell them why they should follow us then.
We're always posting different things, whether it's related to shopping, spending, budgeting, debt management, anything else. But also there's a wide variety of people that are out there that are not trying to sell you something. They're trying to provide information in a format where maybe there's a service that they're going to end up, they say,
everyone's trying to sell you something, Charlie.
Use my VPN or something like that. But there's a lot less negative consequences with something like that versus constantly being like, here's a new water bottle, here's a new pair of shoes, workout clothes, mats for the car, anything like that.
Blue shirts.
When you're in that environment all the time, it becomes a lot easier to justify those purchases as a need instead of a want.
Mm-hmm.
So, it doesn't come down to whether or not something's a want or a need. I think you got to unfollow those people and really create a presence online that you're not going to be influenced.
Yeah, you're influenced by your influences. So, and I agree with you. I like your commercial. I mean, Hoy's Michalos is on Instagram and TikTok and obviously on YouTube. And of course, the Debt Free in 30 channel. Everyone's watching this on YouTube now and on Spotify and whatever else. Obviously, our message is anti-debt. It's not pro-debt. We're never telling anyone to go out and borrow. So we are a good counterbalance to everybody else who is trying to sell you something. Now that may change one day when we actually get a sponsor for this show. But as of now, we're pretty hardcore on the anti-debt side. And obviously, we are also selling something. We sell consumer proposals. That's what we do. We're licensed insolvency trustees. So clearly we have an agenda too, as does everyone. So I think my concluding comment would be, whatever it is you're watching, try to figure out what the angle is, because there's an angle. Like, okay, there may be some people on YouTube who just like to make videos and they just spend 30 hours a day making videos and they have no reason for doing it other than they just like doing it. Great, cool, that's fantastic. But the vast majority of time, yeah, everyone's wanting to get something in it. Maybe it's just they want the YouTube advertising, but maybe there are affiliate links, they want to sell stuff. That's totally fine. Just understand what it is, be conscious of it, and then you can govern yourself accordingly.
Yep.
Charlie, thank you very much for being here. I will put links in the show notes to everything we talked about. And if you want to sit down with Charlie and have him explain how your credit report works or you get debt problems, then just go to hoys.com, type in Charlie, and I'm sure your name pops up there all over the place. So again, we're on all the platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a like button, a notification button, a share button. There might be some other buttons too.
Subscribe.
Thank you very much. So click all those buttons. It's like voting. Vote early, vote often. That's what we always say. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments. Most people aren't watching us on YouTube, which is sad because they didn't get to see our blue shirts. But if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, same thing. There's subscribe buttons there too, right? So again, every Saturday morning we have a new episode. That's when you want to listen in. So until then, thanks for listening. I'm Doug Hoyes. That was Debt Free in 30.